All right, today is Wednesday, and as promised, I have no idea what I'm going to really talk about. So we're just going to, hang here in my chaotic mind, which, of course, as I've always said, this room is basically the embodiment of my mind. There is stuff everywhere. I've got katanas, I've got hats, I've got title belts, I've got movies, artwork, I've got random lamps. I have some really cool stuff that I've gotten from Strawberry Festival and just a bunch of different stuff. This is like literally amalgamation of my mind. I even have styrofoam skulls that I have colored on to make it look different and unique. I am weird, and that's kind of why I wanted to do YouTube shows, just to kind of it's always more therapeutic to kind of talk things out. This year has been kind of shit. I went from a job that I really loved. I mean, I absolutely adored this job. I had great money, good benefits, and then literally about this time last year, all of that started going away. I literally did not get told in time that I had to renew my insurance, and by the time I saw the email at work, it was already past time. And then when I brought it up to everybody, oh, you should have known. I should have. You got it. Literally says in the email that you're supposed to post it, but whatever. Then it's like I got blamed for somebody being transferred. Then it was just downhill after downhill. We ended up with a manager that did not know what he was doing and wanted me to do shit that I knew was wrong. Sorry, I got a hair like on my glasses or something. Oh no, I got it. Like I knew what he was doing was wrong, and when I tried to bring it up to my area coach, I literally got told later on that she was gonna fire me for doing that. Like, oh, you were the only one not working. All you were doing was standing around bitching. Like, excuse me? I've worked for this company for 2.5 years, and I have never stood around just bitching. I've always busted my ass and bitched about the people that were just standing around. So please, you were looking for a reason. But it sucked. Like I said, I was making good money. I was making $45,000 a year. I had a good friend, and it all got taken away from me by one person. One person like really screwed up my life, and I'm still not better. Like it really sucks. Like I did get a new job. I lost the job last year, literally right after Black Friday, and which really sucked because I think I spent like $300 on Black Friday last year, and then I go to work and I get fired. Well, no, I go to work and they say they're going to do an investigation. 2 days later, I finally got asked, hey, by the way, what is your side of the story? Write that down for me. And then literally, I don't have papers, but I got DVDs. Give it to her. Here's your termination notice. That's an investigation? Fuck you. Go to HR. Oh, no, we're siding with her. Yeah, 20 years over my 2 years. I get it. Whatever. But like I said, it really sucks because then I got a new job. I was busting my ass there. And then I finally go, hey, is there any chance I could, move into management? Because that's my forte. Like I figured out I was wanting to stay in the background, but I have management training, and that's where I kind of found who I was, really. And it's like, yeah, but we're going to promote this person, and that person just so happened to be fucking the manager. Oh my God, really? And then the manager left for another job. So the guy that they had, I hate when they change managers, because then it's like you got pieces of shit that don't deserve it when they have to change that quickly. This guy, oh my God. First of all, he was a convicted felon for beating his wife. I was like, I am so glad I did not know that while I was working with him, because the moment he went back at me, I would have just laid into his piece of shit ass. And then get this. So I'm a delivery driver. I make no bones about it. Domino's has these hot spots where you can say, hey, deliver to this location. It's not your address. You don't live there. Deliver to this location to this car. I'll be wearing this. We got one of those at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning to a CVS parking lot that's on the very outskirts of the delivery area. At 2 a.m., the CVS had been closed for over an hour. So safe to say, nobody's there. I looked at that and I said, dude, that is unsafe. I'm not delivering there. That is an unsafe delivery. He goes, oh man, they got cameras. That's safe, man. You need to go do it. I'm like, no, it's not safe. First of all, they got cameras. You know what a camera does? It records shit. It doesn't prevent shit. Come on. We have security footage of people robbing convenience stores still. Right on the door, it says, premises under surveillance. Does it stop the crime? No. So I go to a CVS parking lot. I get freaking stabbed for the, no money that I have on me, because we don't carry money. I'm bleeding down the parking lot. They take my car, take my phone, take my money, take whatever I have. And guess what? Then how long before you go, man, he's been on that delivery for a long time. Calls me up, goes to voicemail. Man, you want to go out and check on him? Then one other person drives out. By the time that all happened, it'd be over 2 hours. Then you call the cops. It takes the cops to get down there. Then they have to call the CVS to get the manager to unlock the door so that they can see the security footage. By then, I'm long since dead. I've bleeded out into the freaking street. So that's safe? You're a fucking moron. So he literally told me, he's like, oh, you either take that delivery or don't ever bother coming back. So I walked out the door because that's what he told me to do. And I ended up getting transferred to a shithole in a gas station where I was driving over 100 miles. They were giving me like nothing in compensation, and my tip money was paying for my gas. I was literally like making $20 a night max. And we get servers' wages. So like I begged, and I finally got back to the store. And then lo and behold, that manager that was fucking the person that promoted that person, he comes back to the store, was now with that girl, like legitimately with her. Because before he wasn't actually with her, he just flirted with her. That's it. It's like, dude, you don't know shit. I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place because this is what I'm going to do. So then he ends up breaking up with that girl, starts hooking up with another girl that he then promotes. It's like, wow, really? She has no management experience, and I'm helping train her. I have 1.5 years of manager experience. And did I mention I'm training her? So I ended up finally getting sick of being treated like shit, and I finally said something, and then she went off on me, and I told her to go fuck the manager. So that got me fired. But now I'm with a new company, and I'm actually doing really good. I'm not going to be making $45,000 a year anytime soon, but at least I'm making something. I can do stupid stuff. I'm not even doing it properly. I'm sure there's like a magician out there who's like, dude, you're not doing it properly, man. You're like not smooth. I don't care. I'm having fun. This is what I do. But dude, last night I had to deliver to a strip club. I'm probably the only person that walks into a strip club and walks out with more money than when he started. That was the first time I've ever been to a strip club. I'm like, damn, I'm delivering to the strip club. That's weird. But I'm doing really good though, and at least I have some money to go to Black Friday shopping, get a couple movies. Not going to be spending $300, but hey, as of a week ago, I wasn't going to be spending any, so that's always good. And I have a goal in mind. So definitely trying to work towards that goal. That's what this show is about. One, to kind of get my thoughts out there. Sorry, it's a little warm in here because I've got a jacket and a shirt on, because that's just me. I like the look. But I've got a goal. I've got something I want to go to. And then, like I said, that's what these shows are about on here. Now, this Chaotic Mind show is not going to be the Wednesday show. I really don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm probably going to talk about video games in a minute and some of the other stuff that I've been doing. But, you know, my Friday show is more of what this is actually probably going to talk about. But I mean, if anybody wonders why at the end of my show, it's like, hey, if you want to help my daughter get her black belt, if you want to help me get my franchise, because that is ultimately my goal. But it's, the franchise is not even just for me. I have friends that I want to bring in because I actually care about these people. I know somebody that's so stressed at their job, but they do make good money, but I just don't feel like they're being treated with as much respect as they should, and they're beyond stressed out. And so I kind of want to bring them on board if I can get it, and pay them what they're worth. That's the other thing that I want to do. I want to bring in my friends and pay them what they're worth. I have a bunch of different stuff, but it all takes time. And time's the one thing that we all have, but we don't have. And like, I wanted to write my graphic novels. I have one that I'm really excited about that I've been having fun with. I actually haven't written anything in a while on it, but it's all in my head, which, chaotic mind, that's the one thing. I have more knowledge in my head and more stuff going on in my head than I think anybody really realizes. That's why I always hate when people say that I don't think about things. I'm like, what do you mean? Do you know anything about me? I overthink everything. I overanalyze everything I do. Literally, this is actually the perfect kind of analysis for me. When I got Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, I know this is a weird analogy already, but Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire was the first time they actually gave Pokemon an ability. And one of the first Pokemon that you actually get is Zigzagoon. He's basically just the normal Pokemon that probably everybody caught and probably everybody used for a while. But I used him in such a weird way because I didn't just catch one, I caught 6. And when I caught 6, I literally, in the first area you go to, there was actually a psychic Pokemon called Routes, and that was kind of my benchmark. Like, stay in this area until you find him or her, boy or girl, doesn't really matter. But I would train these Zigzagoons, and they had the ability pick up. Now, in the first area, you're facing 2 and 3, level 2s and 3s. So you're not getting much experience for them. I sat there and would train all 6 Zigzagoons up to level 20. They would actually evolve into Lanoon or Linoon. I don't know what it's called. I'm bad with names anyway. But they would still have the pickup ability. Now, when I left that area, I had probably about 60 Ultra Balls. I had about 20 Revives. I had about 25 rare candies. I had like a list of freaking items. I had nuggets, all that. I had more than enough money, more than enough everything. So that was literally how I planned. That's how I do everything. When I get a new game, I'm like, okay, what are the side quests? What do the side quests do? Like literally right now, I'm playing Mad Max, and I'm trying to do every side quest that I can possibly do. Like, see if I can get it all the way up to 100%, which is not easy. And by the way, while I do highly recommend the game, I think it's a very fun game. I also think that they maybe produced it too quickly, um, because there is a lot of glitches in the game, lots of glitches, and I feel like they set it up to be this nice long game with, you know, boosting up your car, but then all of a sudden they got to a point and they're like, oh shit, we got to finish it, and just whipped right through it because you got 10 upgrades for just your engine. Now, you got, I think it was a V6 and a V8 engine. So, of course, V8's the faster engine. You take forever to get the V6 done. And then all of a sudden, if you're going through story mode, the moment you get the V8, you already have the first 3 upgrades for the V8. And you're just like, what? Like, what was the point of that? And by time you do certain things in the game, or by time you unlock like um certain side quests and all that, like I finally got to one of the archangels, which is your main car, um a certain variety, like certain body type, paint, all that kind of stuff. But time I was able to unlock that, I had to basically finish 2/3 of the entire map. And then it became, oh, well, see, once you got this one, you have to destroy 15 cars of this type, 15 cars of this type, 15 cars of this type. Okay. 2 of those are easy to find. The third one is very hard to find because of the fact that they were in those 2 maps that you now cleared out so much that bad guys barely spawn in those areas. So they didn't really think it out all that well towards the end, but it's still a fun game. It has the same game. Wow, I'm like mechanics. That's what I was thinking of. It has the same game mechanics as Batman Arkham. It's actually made by the exact same people. It's a WB property. Go figure. But it's literally just the, you know, attack button and counter. So it's the same dynamic, except for he's not flying around. And then I think this is where they kind of made the Batmobile, because you, of course, as Mad Max, you're in your car, and you get to create that. It's actually a really fun game, and it's actually got a pretty decent story to it. But the glitches are funny as shit because, like, actually, I don't know if this was a glitch the other day, because, of course, if you've watched Mad Max Fury Road, they had the thunderstorm, or the big old sandstorm that comes in. Well, of course, they put that in this game because that's when Fury Road kind of came out. That's what this game was based upon, semi. Um, that's why you face some of the same looking characters. But so that sandstorm comes in every now and then in the game. But the last one that I went through, it was as if the sun was like right in my eyes the entire time. I could not see the road in front of me, and not because of a dust storm. Every now and then the storm kind of makes it look like you can't see anything in front of you, which is really weird because the sandstorm itself is designed so that every now and then there's a package going through that you can kind of get scrap metal that boosts up your car and everything that you do. But you even upgrade Max himself, and like he'll go from, because he gets stripped of his car, his gear, all that stuff at the beginning, so he's just got like a normal shirt on and his cargo pants, and then you get the traditional Mad Max jacket, then you get like a flank jacket, all that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing for Max. Like all of a sudden, like you'll be training, and then you'll get this one upgrade, and then everything for Max is upgraded already, and it's like, why do I even want to use the level 4 when I have the level 5? He has better defense with that. Like, how did I unlock level 4 before I unlock level 3? That makes no sense. You're supposed to progress in the story. But then again, a lot of games mess up. I mean, look at Metal Gear 5. It went from a linear story to a level up system that makes you do the exact same missions 75 times just to be able to finish it. Like, seriously, they didn't think that one through. Metal Gear is a linear storyline. Like, I don't know why they messed that up. And then the like Metal Gear that you fight is so beyond technologically advanced. Like the Metal Gear Rex and Ray, which are still in this game's timeline 20 and 30 years away, and this thing's a bipedal weapon that's like 4 stories tall, has a sword that turns into a whip. And yet the very next one, which you go back to the Nintendo game system, and it's Metal Gear, not Metal Gear Solid, just Metal Gear, and it's not even a bipedal tank that can move around like a freaking T-Rex. Oh, Rex. Anyway, it's more like an actual tank. It's more like the Shagohod from Metal Gear 3. It's just a more advanced version of it, and it kind of moves and stuff, but it's not the advancement that Metal Gear Rex is. So to go from this like 4-story, standing up, walking around, throwing whips and shit, to all of a sudden even Metal Gear Rex, which, while very technologically advanced, still is very mechanical, moves relatively slow, all that. So they didn't really think that one through. And then, like I said, a linear storyline. Like Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid 4, so much replay value. So much replay value. I played the Metal Gear 3 game so many times. I've probably beat that 50 times, easy. And I remember I ended up doing it on very easy or easy because I wanted to do as fast as a run through as I could possibly do. Because if you don't know anything about Metal Gear, if you watch all the videos, you're going to be sitting there for weeks upon weeks. If you play it through the way it's supposed to and you watch all the movies, you're not getting very far in the game in even just one afternoon. But if you skip all that, don't care about being caught, and just run straight to the finish pretty much, I finished the game in about 2 hours, 15 minutes. And I know it was on easy, but that's still pretty impressive. I'm just saying. But I absolutely adore the Metal Gear franchise. I love it. We're supposed to be getting a movie. I've seen the graphic, like the storyboard art, and it looks beautiful. They're going to be trying to do Metal Gear Solid, which the thing of the matter is, I don't know how it's going to transition because, again, like I said, even the original Metal Gear, like if you go on YouTube and you actually look up like the Metal Gear movie, what they'll do is they take all the cutscenes and they put them together, and it's like 3 to 4 hours. Now, granted, we just got a 3-hour movie in the Avengers, but if it's the first movie, you're never going to want to see that. So to have that as a possibility, and then at the same time, most people will say, oh, we're not going to break it up, because even like and this is why the movie was so bad, but look at The Last Airbender. Avatar The Last Airbender is a great cartoon show and a great series. But then when they tried to transition into movies, first of all, the director for some reason decided, even though he was a big fan of the cartoon, he decided to change everything. Oh, Aang's no longer this fun-loving kid that just wanted to get out there and see the world and have fun with his friends and all this kind of stuff. No, his name is Ong now, and he's like the most serious kid on the planet. Like, what happened there? And then like certain characters, even so much as Momo, which is this little flying bat lemur kind of animal, They don't even introduce it. He just all of a sudden is like, you go to the air temple, and then after the air temple, Momo's just there. They never really reference him. He's just there in the background. Like, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And then like they go past they go past so many. They go past the Earth Kingdom, Ba Sing Se. Bong, I think I said that right. Ba Sing Se. Sounds weird in my head. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But and the thing of the matter is, when you go there, you meet Boomy, which Boomy knew Aang before he went into deep freeze. He's like 100 years old. He's part of the White Lotus Society, which is a very, very important thing when you get to book 3. By the way, spoilers. How dare I? But he's a very important thing. And then they brush past the Kyoshi warriors again. First of all, you have one of your lead characters. He's going to fall in love with one of the Kyoshi warriors, and you're breezing past them like they're a nothing thing. Like, really? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're messing up the story. And like I said, you took all the characters out of the character. The only thing that saved it, okay, I only thought that 2 actors actually did anything, and I'm not counting the sister, the Fire Lord's daughter, because at the end, I feel like that actress did more in a facial expression as far as acting goes than the entire movie had. But like I said, he changed everything around, but General Iroh, the uncle, actually, I still liked him. While he wasn't the same character, he was actually the most believable thing. And the only thing that they changed, the thing that they changed about the Fire Nation, which actually led him to being more powerful, was that they could not create fire. Which, if you think about it, is the only thing in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, that is kind of weird, because as we see several times, like when they're going through the desert, they can't just create water. Now, they thought outside the box and saw a couple clouds, and then they realized they could pull the clouds water down. That's great. Air, I mean, air is always around us, so technically he's not creating air, it's always around, so he's just manipulating it. But then Earth, how did they fix it in the car? Okay, first of all, in the movie, you gather all the earthbenders and you put them in a canyon. And then they needed the Avatar to release themselves. I mean, I guess when you need 5 fucking earthbenders to move a rock the size of a beach ball, then yeah, they needed more than just earthbending. But like in the cartoon show, what they ended up doing, they took all the earthbenders, put them on a metal boat, because at this point, earthbenders didn't know that they could actually manipulate metal. They go into that, the best earthbender in the series figures it out because she's blind and she keeps sending her own shockwave through it, and then finally saw the earth pedal, like the sand and all that's in metal. So that's a really good episode, by the way. But then they put them on a metal boat on the ocean, so no shit, the earthbenders were like, we can't do anything. We're just people out here. Earth is like that many miles inland. So, but that was the thing. Only in the cartoon series, firebending, they could just create it like it was nothing. So actually, that was probably the one thing that he did that was actually kind of cool, because then Iroh at the end all of a sudden not only just breathes the fire, which he did do in the cartoon series, but he breathed it and like fucking created it out of himself, which to me, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Like in the series, he gets pissed off and he shoots it out of his mouth, and that makes everybody go, oh shit, and run. Which, think about it, if you're a firebender and somebody just breathes out of their mouth and you just go and have like a fireball in your hand, you're like, I mean, it's not coming out of my mouth, but fuck you. Boom. Whereas no fire around, you're like actually fighting with weapons and shit, and all of a sudden this guy just creates it out of himself. You'd be like, oh fuck. And it's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So that was one thing that he did. But General Iroh was really good. And then I thought the Moon Princess, that actress, those two were the best in the entire movie. Like, they got their characters down, and I really loved it. It was really good. But just a bad movie. And so, like, Metal Gear, it's the same thing. You're trying to get so much into one movie, and you can't do that. You'll skip over stuff, because the thing of the matter is, you go into the Metal Gear Solid game, and it's like, you have to, first you're going for the DARPA chief. The DARPA chief ends up having a heart attack. Then you're going for Ames. Ames has a heart attack, but in meeting the DARPA chief, you find out that Meryl's there, and then Meryl's doing this, Meryl's doing that. You fight Revolver Ocelot, and this is the thing, having to have so many fights, they can't be over. You can't have like this badass fucking Revolver guy come out and Snake like shoots at him a couple times, and then the ninja just slices his hand off. Actually, I think actually maybe you could, because that would be a very, because you can't really shoot him. Like, you can't actually shoot Ocelot multiple times. You could keep him at bay. Yes, that's how you do it. But I guess you don't have to have like a 10 to 15 minute fight like you normally, that like you did in the game. So maybe that one makes sense. But then after you fight him, Ames dies, and then you have to go out into a snowfield, and you end up battling a tank with Raven on it. So you can't really, I mean, that, I guess, take one grenade, blows it up. Again, these are like, in game, you're throwing like 4 grenades in there. I guess in real life you could do one, but you're just kind of skipping over a lot of shit. And then you got to get a sniper, you got to face Psycho Mantis, you got to face Sniper Wolf. You don't have a sniper rifle, so you have to go back and get a sniper rifle. I mean, are you just going to be like, oh, wait, I don't know, I've had a sniper rifle this whole time? And that's the other thing. Like, with Metal Gear, like, he has a SOCOM pistol. He has a FAMAS. I don't know, it's a submachine gun. Then you got the sniper rifle. You got the Nikita. You got the Stinger missile. In game world, yeah, I can carry all those weapons. It's the Matrix, man. It's that hall of weapons that just, you know, I pull them out of nothing. Which, why is that the only time in the Matrix that they do that? Like, any other time, they're like, they don't have millions upon millions of weapons on them, only for the final battle. Like, dude, you're going into the Matrix to face programs. Like, just kill the programs. Anyway, but so, like, a Metal Gear Solid movie, as much as I love it, it is going to be such a hard thing to do, because you can't skip over these. Because the idea to have Raven in the, Vulcan Raven is actually his full name, but have him in the tank, it blows up, and somehow this fucking guy is still alive. And then you end up facing him later on down the road, and he has a freaking Gatling gun that's bigger than anything Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever carried. He has a freaking bullet pack on his back that's bigger than my freaking bed, and I have a queen-size bed. So, like, to see this guy, like, lift it up and freaking shoot it at you, and it's so powerful. Like, it's destroying everything in its way. It's such a great boss battle. And like I said, I guess you could get these things done quicker, but you face off with Sniper Wolf twice, you face off with Raven twice, and then you basically, you have to fight Metal Gear. If Metal Gear dies within 5 minutes, it's like, wow, that huge ass tank, I took it down pretty quick. But then it's like, you also have different things you do, because Metal Gear, you have to first destroy the radar system, then he comes out, then he kills the ninja who comes back. And I forgot to say, like, you face the ninja in a hand-to-hand battle, which that's got to be a few minutes. Like, there's so much in it, and I don't know if you could break it down into like multiple movies. With all the digital media out there, maybe you could do like a mini series. I think that would probably fit Metal Gear more. So that would be kind of more fun for me. Like a 10-part mini series would work, and each episode being like an hour long. Because that would make sense, because then you could do the DARPA chief in like episode 1, maybe even get Ames in the same episode, because Ames was really a quick thing. Actually, I'm convinced. Do a mini series. Don't try to do a movie for Metal Gear Solid. Like, because it's not going to be a TV show, but a mini series, you can kind of have a higher budget than a normal TV show, but somehow still do it. But anyway, I'm at 30 minutes. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I just got off work not too long ago, because I'm the type that I don't walk out when my scheduled time is done. I sat there. I had one side jobs, like just wipe down the counters. I wiped down the counters. I did some dishes. I mopped some floors. I swept the whole store. Hey, I'm there to make money. But anyway, so tomorrow, I don't know what time I'll be on tomorrow, but it's definitely going to be my collection addiction show. I'm gonna probably pull down my stuff tonight after this. I might shoot it before I go to bed, because of course tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Black Friday as well, because they start Black Friday at 6 p.m. And I will be going Black Friday shopping. I did make enough money that I'm gonna buy a little bit. So that'll be really cool. But I might end up doing my collection addiction. I might shoot it right before I go to bed, and then I'll have it on a timer to upload at 11. But as always, you can like, comment, subscribe. Again, I don't know what my Wednesday shows are going to be. So right now, I definitely want to do a Wednesday show. So I'm just going to come up here and keep talking until I figure out what that show is going to be. Thursdays are my collection addiction show. I really love that show. It gets a little bit more into my mind, because I really have a lot more fun when it's in my mind. By the way, I don't know when I'm ever going to show this on my collection addiction, so I'm going to show it now, because it's like my favorite thing. One of my artists that we talked about on last week's episode, Greg Horn, he does a lot of like, I mean, I've got almost every single one of the Harleys he's ever done. But he does do some like normal art, not normal, like non-character art. And remember, I'm a pizza delivery driver. So when I saw this, I could not help but get it, which is, I always say it's the pizza girl, because she's literally holding pizza. Now, the thing of the matter is, I've had somebody open the door and be half naked before. And I stayed very professional. I kept eye contact. Gorgeous girl, by the way. But I always loved it, because it's like, she's got pizza, she's got beer, she's got video games, she's got pornographic movies too. Like, yeah, that's pornographic movie right there. There's sport. You got smut on a VHS, and then you got PlayStation controllers, which actually, wow, they're actually full PlayStation controllers. I never really looked at them, but they actually have the circle X, all that. So it's really cool. But of course, then it's Sony, not Sony. I don't know if you can actually see that. It's my computer reflecting. But yeah, it's such a cool thing. But the funny thing about this is, does anybody notice something? That it's tilted. So every time I go to put it up on the wall, I want to like fix it. But then I realize, oh wait, he did the artwork that way. So again, I don't know if I'm ever going to show this on another episode of anything, my Collector's Corner or whatever, Collector's Addiction. That was originally the name. I was going to go with Collector's Corner. And I was like, that seems so boring. And so I said Collection Addiction, because it is my addiction, collecting stuff, as you can fucking see, man. It's everywhere, man. Like, I'm here all the fucking time. Now, I used to have a lamp that hung down like right here. What was funny is when I first put it up, like I get into bed and the only light I have on is from um my clock, and it was bright enough that I could see it still, and I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, that's just the lamp. Like, that's what you want to see when you wake up in the middle of the night. You can barely see anything, but there's just some fucking orb floating in your room. That's freaking psycho. Anyway, as always, all my links are in the description below. You got my daughter's black belt if you want to help out with that. That's only a $500 GoFundMe, and she will much appreciate it. I cannot wait. I've said it before. I got her something extremely special, and I've had it for a year before before all the tragedy. I had a little bit of money, and so if you want to help me pay for her black belt, that is the first link because it is the most important. The next link down will be my GoFundMe for my own franchise. Again, that's for me. That's for my friends, my family. I'm building an empire. Anyway, no, I'm trying to do something with my life that has meaning and does more than just line my pockets. Hopefully one day I'll have a link saying, hey, buy my graphic novel, but I don't have that right now. Instead, if you would like to help me with the show, because honestly, I can probably show you the reflection. Where is it? Where is it? Nope, that's that. Where is it? No. Anyway, my my computer, my laptop screen is broken. It got hit. I'm not going to say by what. And so, like, and you saw it on not last night's show. It actually stayed, and tonight it would stay too. But my movie my movie show, it freaking restarted in the middle of the show, then froze in the middle of the show. So I restarted it. So it was like, wow, fuck you. But if you would like to help me out, because I'm literally using my ceiling fan to light the show amongst, I have an obsession with lights too. It's really fun. But I have the Amazon wish list for there. If you would like to get me a gift, because I like to collect stuff, and if you'd like to see me collect more stuff, once you go to the Amazon wish list, on the left side, you'll see another public wish list. I do not put that in there. So if you'd like to buy me a gift, there you go. But as always, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, because it's more fun if you have more people laughing at me. Like, seriously. Anyway, I mean, look at me. I got a flannel shirt on, man. I'm fucking Al Borland. Now, that was what Robert Storm, who actually convinced me to do the movie show that I do. He actually was the one that convinced me to do the Joker review, which, by the way, that was my first video up there. And if you want to see what I'm like when I'm on my sleeping pills, that is how you can do it, because at the end of the show, I was spacing out just a little bit. So I have my Joker review. Spoiler alert, I absolutely hated it, but I have a detailed list of why I hated it. So go to my Joker review. If you like my Collection Addiction show, then go over to my Collection Addiction show. We got plenty of different stuff here. I have my What the Friday show. If you like wrestling, I do a wrestling show on Tuesdays. It's called Breaking Kayfabe. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? Did I cover everything? No? Oh, and then Fridays, I got WT Fridays, or What the Fridays, or What the Fuck Fridays. What the fuck, man? Seriously, what the fuck? It's a show where I'm just going to sit here and basically do what I did tonight. I might go into a little bit better details. I might actually sit down for that one. I don't like sitting down. I always hated it. Like, I'm neurotic. I really am. Hell, you should see me when my bed's not made properly. Oh my God, I go crazy. No, sleeping is so bad for me. Anyway, like I said, like, subscribe, share, talk to your friends, make fun of me, have a ball, and welcome to my headspace. But like I said, if you'd like to see me talk about something, go ahead, put it in the description or put it in the comments below. And yeah, we'll see you later. Oh, by the way, if you get pizza delivery, remember, they get paid service wages just as low as waiters and waitresses, and they get next to no compensation for driving their own car. So please tip your waiters, please tip your waitresses, and please tip your delivery drivers. That's how we make our money. Peace. I am fucking out of here, man. I'm actually going to watch The Flash. I'm going to drink some soda. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I do at 2 a.m. I don't know. Do you? We'll find out.